advisor. Financial advisor is a company that approved by Bank Negara Malaysia to carry out financial advisory business. Their main role is to provide holistic financial advisory services to the customer, including insurance, retirement and children education plan. They must be licensed under Insurance Act and bound to other regulations. They are required to possess at least minimum professional qualification, and all advice given must be approved by Bank Negara Malaysia. Even though in professional industry, we expected some advisors to face ethical blindness. Keep watching because in this video, we will discuss further about this matter.
Hi everyone, my name is Thareda Aipun, and in my part, I will explain on who and how. Who is involved in this ethical blindness in our report? The person who involved is of course a financial advisor. How they can overcome this ethical blindness? This ethical blindness can be overcome by increase the ethical awareness. As a financial advisor, it is important to consider ourselves to be reasonable, trustworthy individual where we can assist others with a moral imagination to make sure that every single action that we take is ethical. Besides, be loyal to the customers and organization is also important for the financial advisor, as he or she only can utilize the public on the available data where the inside data need to be keep it as private. Now, move on to the tip where the financial advisor to overcome their ethical dilemma. The first tip is they can choose to join a social groups, such as to have a better support and beneficial advice for them to decide situation that they face in their life. Next is they can consult with a professional compliance, where in this way they can have an advice when facing with the ethical dilemma. Maintaining a strict and no compromise rules in each of the every financial advisor is also important, as this can practice for them when it comes to a dilemma from the customers. That's all from me. Thank you.
What is the ethical blindness? Ethical blindness happens when the professional or the individual has a problem in decision-making process between two options, whereby they cannot choose which one of options is acceptable from ethical perspective. For example, the financial advisor might be involved in ethical blindness when he is taking credit for others' work or offering a client a worse product for his own benefit or profit. Right. Why the financial advisor is involved in the ethical blindness? Well, the financial advisor that come from the financial industry are trained to be decent and well-meaning people in their profession. They also must be familiar with the code of ethics that have been introduced by the Malaysian Financial Planning Council, which include the integrity, transparency and more. But why the ethical blindness or misconduct behavior by the financial advisor is still happening until now? This is because the high pressure world of the financial service itself. Alright? Okay, this pressure can come from different situations, which includes from job to job, firm to firm, even within firms, and job over time. This pressure can create the temptation for the financial advisor to do the misconduct behavior. Thus, the financial advisor will compete with each other to succeed financially in the competitive market in a short-term period. But in reality, there is no shortcut success because it does not come easily, especially in the hyper-competitive marketplace. Okay, for example, the transaction-based income such as the commission is a profit for the brokerage, but because of the technology and market innovation, the margin on the commission have shrunk. Thus, the brokerage is hard to get the high profit, and this will lead them to do the misconduct behavior. Lastly, the pressure can also come when the financial advisor have to satisfy the both sides, which is the company and also the client.
When is the financial advisor face the ethical blindness? There are two kinds of situations of when does this ethical blindness happen. The first situation happen when there is a conflict of fees versus commissions, and the second situation is when the financial planner encounter situations of sales versus advice. The situations or a dilemma of fees versus commission arise when the planner face situations that need them to choose the method of the compensation. The flexibility to choose the type of the compensations could be one of the factors that lead to a moral dilemma for the financial planner. A fee type of compensations apply a percent of charge based on the percentage of the client assets. Thus, the growth of the client asset will also increase the fees of the service. Meanwhile, for a commission compensation is applied for every transaction done without taking into account whether the investment may have gain or loss. This kind of compensation could lead the financial planner to only think about their service rather than based on the goals and the interests of the clients. The second situation is when the financial planner faces a situation of sale versus advice. These situations happen where the planner needs to make a decision in giving advice based on the client's needs and purpose, or they could easily choose to advise in a sale kind of manner that relates directly with how far does the planner will take to advise the client in the matter of their investment and diversify portfolio. Ethical blindness is a common dilemma faced by the financial planner, and this could happen anywhere as the meeting between the client and the financial planner took place. It could happen in the office, financial department, or even a public and also a private place.
In conclusion, ethical blindness, or also known as ethical dilemma, is a problem in the decision making that happen to individuals that work in professional field. This matter happen as they have difficulty in choosing one of the possible option that acceptable from an ethical perspective. True aspects that explain ethical blindness phenomenon are unconciseness, values and principle deviate, context bound, thus a temporary state. This writing scope is focusing on the profession of financial advisor. This temporary inability normally happens throughout a client and the financial planners meeting, the office, a financial department, or even a public and private place could be the venue to this unethical behavior to happen. What is really matter is that the dilemma and the opportunity arise supported by the absence of integrity lead the ethical blindness between them. The dilemma including the high pressure in world of financial services. Commonly, financial advisor earn income with transaction-based income like commission, account fees, and trading. There is flexibility in choosing compensation method such as free percentage based on exaggerate from the client need to fulfill advisors' sales manners and personal interests. The strongest way to overcome this ethical blindness is to increase ethical awareness. Nowadays, a company that offers professional services are required to practice the ethical guidelines given by the Bank Negara Malaysia and also any other regulatory bodies.